Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Daniel Jonas sends Holly back from life following death. Father cautions little girl should remain with Nicole. Days of Our Lives uncover that Holly Jonas' excess news will leave Nicole DiMera stressed over losing her lone kid. Since Nicole accepts her child kid is gone perpetually, she's been attempting to breathe easy because of Holly's presence and embrace being her mother. Obviously, this medication experience will cause it to appear as though Holly's life could be stopped. Nicole will at last ask close to Holly's clinic bedside and maybe recall when Holly's dad was experiencing the same thing. Before Holly was at any point conceived, Days fans will review that Eric Brady drove plastered and made a mishap that drove Daniel Jonas' dreary destiny. Nicole could consider a few pulverizing recollections of being in the clinic with Daniel on the ventilator. It very well may be a deplorable lined up for Nicole once she sees Holly in a coma now. Holly never got an opportunity to meet her father while he was alive, yet there may be a method for working him into this present-day DOL story. Might Daniel at some point be the one to send Holly back from existence in the wake of death? Imagine a scenario in which Daniel's soul cautions that it's not Holly's chance to go. Daniel could make an unexpected Days appearance and urge Holly to rejoin life in living color since Nicole actually needs her. Perhaps Daniel could demand that Holly has quite a lot more life to live and give her a push to emerge from her trance state. Regardless of whether Days watchers see Daniel's face on screen, they could accomplish a comparable impact on the off chance that we hear Daniel's voice or possibly see a soothing hand on Holly's shoulder. When Holly at long last stirs, maybe she could own up to Nicole that she met Daniel on the opposite side and got the solidarity to get back home to her. It'd be sweet if Holly and Daniel would have some type of a gathering, so it's unquestionably a pleasant plan to consider while we trust that Holly will get through. Days of Our Lives say Holly will without a doubt get by and make a full recuperation. Trips accident truck for Holly. Nicole's alarmed response. EJ furies at Tate. Days of Our Lives uncovers that Paulina Cost worked up certain inquiries when she skirted the champagne during her confidential festival with Abe Carver. Paulina said she'd been having a few peculiar side effects and that she was taking Kayla Johnson's proposal to swear off liquor, yet she needed to zero in on having some good times New Year's Eve. Despite the fact that Paulina minimized her medical problems, Abe at last inspired her to concede her tests highlighted hypothyroidism and that she had a knot in her neck. Paulina referenced having a biopsy done in the event it was malignant growth, however she became fomented and didn't maintain that Abe should feel frustrated about her. As a matter of fact, Paulina attempted to get Abe to leave since she was unable to deal with her significant other seeing her like a colleague at the present time. Abe wouldn't let the lady he adored go through this by itself, so Paulina was contacted over the affection statement and acknowledged Abe's kiss. Outside the bistro, a cop appeared and found Tate dark hunkered down close to inert Holly Jonas. Tate demanded he didn't have any idea what Holly took and utilized his shoe to cover the pill sack on the ground. At the point when the official wasn't looking, Tate slipped the baggie into the pocket of his coat. Brady Dark tracked down Tate and tested him about what occurred, so Tate showed him Holly's medication pack right as the cop strolled over. The official drove Tate to hand off the other pills, so he gave up them. At the Salem PD on Monday's Days episode, Rafe Hernandez and Harris Michaels were disappointed over all the excess calls they'd been getting. At the point when they got a call about 111, Harris and Rafe went down to the bistro to examine. In the interim, paramedics kept an eye on Holly and got her to the emergency clinic, where she was taken to the injury room. When Rafe acknowledged Holly was the person in question, he called Nicole DiMera to offer a few startling updates. At the DiMera house on Monday's DOL show, Nicole and EJ DiMera had intercourse prior to talking about Holly's time limitation being 2 a.m. In spite of the fact that Nicole needed to hold up for Holly and find out how her night turned out, she got Rafe's horrendous call about Holly's excess before long. At the emergency clinic, Tate was a bundle of nerves. Brady pushed Tate to tell him precisely what occurred, so Tate recapped how Holly offered him medicates and stomped off to the women's room when he turned her down. Tate said he went searching for Holly later and thought that she is lethargic outside. Brady appeared to be stressed over how things would show up for Tate, who expected he was in hot water. Teresa Donovan showed up with Alex Kyriakis, who murmured to Teresa and obviously thought Tate had been utilizing, as well. Be that as it may, Teresa raged at Alex since she'd helped her child to express no to medications and felt she understood him better than Alex. Since this was a family matter, Teresa pushed Alex to return home and let her handle things with Brady. Next on Monday's Days episode, Trip Johnson chipped away at Holly and had to do chest compressions as her vitals dropped. The accident truck was gotten so they could stun Holly's heart, so Nicole strolled in on a shocking scene and must be driven out of the room. Trip had the option to settle Holly, yet he actually had terrible news for Nicole since Holly was on a ventilator and had slipped into a state of unconsciousness. Nicole got back to Holly's bedside and cried as she sang her A Grievous Cradle song. Back with Harris, he put Ava and Stefan through a barbecuing meeting, however they demanded they saw nothing drug-related occurring at the bistro. When Stefan and Ava were inside alone, a call rolled in from Statesville. Since it was past the point of no return for Gabby Hernandez DiMera to connect, Stefan expected Clyde Weston, James Red, was the one calling his telephone. On Monday's Days episode, Rafe additionally went to the clinic, where he got additional data from Trip. In the wake of moving toward Trip, Brady and Teresa, Rafe read a proclamation making sense of Tate's freedoms since he was a minor and offered him a legal counselor. Brady demanded Tate didn't require one since he'd done nothing out of sorts. At the point when Rafe inquired as to whether Tate was able to continue to converse with him, Tate affirmed that he was. As Tate said the pills had a place with Holly, seething EJ appeared and quickly shut down that thought since he didn't really accept that his stepdaughter was into drugs. Days of Our Lives say EJ will cause problems for Tate in the approaching episodes. Tate railroaded, Trip suspects, Ava's requests, Stefan vs. EJ. Days of Our Lives uncover that Tate Dark gets railroaded. Trip Johnson suspects Ava Vitale is in the medication exchange. EJ DiMera faces Stefan DiMera. Days of Our Lives features. EJ will likewise promise to make Tate pay for Holly Jonas excess. In addition, Ava and Stefan are tested by Clyde Weston's new requests. Continue to peruse to figure out the thing is coming up in the Peacock drama. Days of Our Lives Tate railroaded, Trip suspects, Ava's requests, Stefan vs. EJ. Days of Our Lives Tate Dark railroaded. DOL uncover that not set in stone to get equity for Holly. Fans realize that this is all Clyde. In any case, EJ and Nicole Walker DiMera simply believe Holly should awaken. Tate and his family would likewise like Holly to awaken in light of the fact that it would get him free from any bad behavior. Tragically, EJ will make a move as lead prosecutor to make Tate pay. Holly will presumably be in a trance-like state for some time. Tate's frightening prison storyline is simply starting. DOL Stefan DiMera stood up to. On EJ won't simply zero in his fury on Tate. EJ will likewise target Stefan, who he knows beyond a shadow of a doubt is engaged with Clyde's medication business. Obviously, Stefan did not know that the pills were spoiled. The fact that Holly was taking medications makes Stefan also ignorant. Stefan went to EJ for help, however the head prosecutor turned him down. Additionally, read Teresa irritated, Alex faults Tate for Holly's medication excess? Days of Our Lives Trip Johnson suspects. Days of Our Lives uncover that Trip will attempt to save Holly's life. In the meantime, Trip will contemplate what is happening and the raising excesses in Salem. Trip works in the trauma center and most likely sees a ton of such cases. Something will make Trip keep thinking about whether Ava is engaged with the medication exchange. Can Trip get his mom to admit reality?